Are you searching for a financial planner? Do you need a new financial plan? Well, congratulations. That's a smart thing to do. The American Psychological Association found that money is the #1 stress factor in the United States. A recent Harris poll confirmed the same findings. Not having enough money or not being able to manage your money successfully can cause all kinds of problems in our lives. I'm here to tell you, and will reveal to you in this video, how you can gain control of your finances, and we'll show you an easy way to do that. So how about retirement? Are you ready? Do you really know for sure? So let's take a look at some of the facts. The American Institute of CPAs conducted a study, and they found that over half of the people planning for retirement underestimated their life expectancy and underestimated their retirement expenses. So bottom line is retirement is going to cost a lot more than most people think. This is a Gallup poll that was produced, and they found that not having enough money for retirement was America's top financial concern. So obviously you need a financial planner to help you navigate and reach your financial goals. But wait, before you go the traditional route, keep this in mind. The traditional methods of retirement planning and investing simply aren't working anymore. And I'll show you why. This is an article that was published in Forbes titled "The Greatest Retirement Crisis in American History." And they found that it's apparent that the 401k will not provide the retirement security promised to workers. Frontline produced a documentary titled "Why the 401k is a Failed Experiment." And they found that it's the fault of the system and that the whole system needs to be reformed. This is the cover of a Time magazine titled "Why It's Time to Retire the 401k." And in there they quote, "The ugly truth though is that the 401k is a lousy idea, a financial flop, a rotten repository of our retirement reserves." So given that, what are the roadblocks and the things that are keeping you from a successful retirement? Well, the biggest factors are getting low returns, fees and expenses, market crashes, limited investment options, and taxes. So let's take a quick look at each of these roadblocks. Zero Hedge produced an article where they found that 0.4% of fund managers outperformed the S&P 500 index over the past 10 years. And Motley Fool found that only 10 out of 10,000 actively managed mutual funds beat the S&P 500 consistently over the past 10 years. Dalbar produces some great financial information, and they found that the average annual return in the employer-sponsored 401k has been well under 4% per year for the last 20 years. I find that astonishing. Look at the chart on the left. You'll see the blue lines represent the actual return of the S&P 500. However, the red bars represent the actual returns of the average investor. So you can tell at a glance the average investor doesn't even achieve half of the results of the S&P 500 index, one of the most widely held indexes. So for this example, let's be generous and let's say the average investor averages a 5% return per year. Now let's take a look at fees and expenses. Forbes found that the true cost of owning the average mutual fund was 3.17% a year, and taxable accounts was 4.17%. So if you have an average return of 5% a year and you subtract the 3.17% in fees, that would only leave you with 1.8% in returns per year. And last year, in 2014, inflation was only 0.8%. So if we take that away, that only leaves us with about a 1% net return per year. So I don't know about you, but I don't think most Americans are going to be able to reach their retirement goals by producing a 1% return per year. Now let's look at market crashes. Market crashes can devastate your portfolio and your retirement dreams quicker than anything else. In the year 2000, we had the tech bubble crash that lost investors about 50%. In 2007, we had the housing bubble/mortgage crisis crash that lost investors 56%. Just about everyone believes that there will be another crash. We simply don't know when it's going to happen. We don't know how deep it will be. But most experts agree another crash is coming. Don't you wish you could be protected from market losses during crashes? Stick around and I'm going to show you how you can be 100% protected. So the first 401k generation found that after 3.5 decades of using tax-deferred retirement accounts, most have accumulated very little wealth outside of owning their own home. And you can see how the trend is down since 2004. Another problem is limited investment options. So when you lock up your money in qualified plans like IRAs and 401ks and Roths, you're subjected to government limitations like limited investment options, limited contribution amounts, early withdrawal penalties, limited to no loan options, and forced distributions. Stick around, and in this video I'm going to show you a plan that offers unlimited contribution amounts, unlimited investment options, no early withdrawal penalties, unlimited loan options, and no forced distributions. Now let's take a look at taxes. How high can they go? Looking at this chart, you can see back during World War II, the top federal marginal tax rate was as high as 94%. And many people say, well, that's great, but there's no way taxes will ever get back that high again. Have you ever heard of Bernie Sanders? He's running for president, and he's advocating a 90% top tax rate. And if you're like me and a lot of other people, you say, yeah, that's fine, but there's no way Bernie is ever going to become president of the United States. Well, take a look at this. The Western Illinois University, they have a 100% perfect track record since 1975 of predicting presidential outcomes. And they are predicting Bernie will become the next president of the United States. So if you are worried about taxes going up, affecting your retirement plans, then you better take a close look at this. Here's another interesting chart produced by the Congressional Budget Office. And in this chart, they show you the U.S. expenditures for major entitlements. And it projects out to the year 2023, and you can see how high they go. So my question is, who do you think the government is going to get to pay for all of this growth in entitlements? I think they're going to be raising our taxes to pay for it. So these are our personal conclusions. We believe that the traditional standard American retirement plan is broken and it's not working. We believe the stock market is rigged. We believe that fees and expenses make it hard to succeed, that the market will crash again and losses will continue. The taxes are going up, retirement and healthcare costs are going up. And most importantly, we believe that if you don't do something different, the past will repeat itself. So what if we could show you a plan that is one of the best kept secrets in the financial world? A plan that can increase your returns and lower your risk. It can safeguard and grow your money tax-free outside of Wall Street, give you 100% immunity from market crashes, government regulators, petty lawsuits, and greedy brokers. It can provide you a lifetime tax-free income. There's no contribution limits and no investment restrictions. It's completely private, it's not reportable, and it's guaranteed not to lose a penny in market downturns. So if you're anything like us, you're probably thinking, this sounds too good to be true. We felt the same way, and most people do. All we ask is that you keep listening a little bit longer and give this plan the benefit of the doubt. After all, it's been used by the rich and powerful. Many wealthy Americans, politicians, government officials, and even past presidents of the United States have used plans similar to this to protect their money from taxes. In fact, it is one of the safest places on planet Earth to have your funds. And it's also used by some of the largest banks in the world. In fact, they have over $140 billion invested in these types of accounts. And some of the largest Fortune 100 and 500 companies use these plans extensively. So a good question is, have these plans stood the test of time? Do I know that they will be around and withstand all of the problems that we're facing economically going forward? Well, most of the companies that provide these specialized plans have been in business for up to 150 years. They're some of the most financially sound companies in the planet. They survived the Civil War, the Great Depression, and just about everything this world has managed to throw at them. And they've not only survived, but they've prospered. And check out our past results. So a 25-year historical return of our blended index fund has produced an average annual growth rate of 9.2%. Plus, it's tax-free. You put in after-tax dollars, but your funds grow tax advantage. You can access your funds at any time, tax-free, with no penalties or fees. When you retire, you can withdraw your funds tax-free, and you get to keep all of your money. When you pass away, the remaining funds pass on to your heirs tax-free. So if you believe taxes are going up, this is the way to go. So how do we compare? We talked about the roadblocks and the traditional problems in the industry. I think you can tell by this chart we stack up extremely well. So why haven't you heard of this? That was my question as well. It's estimated that only 1 in 1,000 people even know this exists. Our federal government has a law that all 50 states under Regulation 570, Section 4.b, restrict the advertising of these types of accounts. Plus, the fees on these types of plans are so low, most financial professionals don't even bother to offer them. So don't you owe it to yourself and your family to at least check this plan out? Just because you've never heard of this before, it doesn't mean it's not real, and this could turn out to be your very best decision. Our plan has a funny name. It's called the Barefoot Retirement Plan, and if you're not into going barefoot, that's okay. Barefoot is just a metaphor for having the freedom to live your retirement any way you choose. So how can you find out more about this plan? First off, you can give us a call. You can shoot us an email at the email on the screen or go to our website, find out more information. Plus, you can download a free copy of our best-selling book, The Barefoot Retirement Plan, which gives you great detail on this amazing plan and all of the power and the benefits that it offers. So in wrapping up, one last question. Think about this. All of us will retire one day. With the Barefoot Retirement Plan, it may not be the amount of money that you're saving, but where and how you're saving that matters. And my question is, what will your view at retirement look like? So thanks so much for watching. We really appreciate it, and we're looking forward to talking with you.